Okay, welcome back. It's a season of love, giving and receiving, and Janet Adetu is here to tell us all about gift-giving etiquette. Good to have you here, Janet.
Good morning and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Nice to see you.
Good.
So,
good.
what's it about gifts at this time?
Today we're talking about Christmas gift giving, actually, and in the spirit of Christmas, which is the season for sharing and caring and loving. Let me ask you a quick question. When you want to buy someone a Christmas gift, what do you think about?
Well, it would depend on who the person is,
exactly,
how old the person is, exactly, male or female,
exactly,
you know, things like that.
And that's why we have to look at it, because sometimes people going and buy a gift without really thinking about, they might buy the gift because of the price. It looks expensive, let me buy this, but is it relevant to the person? And did you think about it before you actually bought it? It's not about how expensive the gift is, it's really the value. You know, there's no point in buying a gift that somebody's not going to be able to use. They're just going to pack it away.
Okay. just hold your thoughts. We'll come back to all of this after this break.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome back. We have all of these gifts on the table.
Yes.
So if I want to give, for instance, nail-tie gifts, if I decide to give him one,
so many things.
What can it be?
Well, first of all, we have to think about, now you know who he is, and because you work together, you have to have an idea about the person you're giving a gift to. What is their style? What's their hobby? What's their personality like? What's really their character? That will actually fine-tune the area where you think, okay, I think he likes this. Or maybe look at some personal attributes. Maybe he has a favorite color. He has maybe favorite taste, favorite style, or maybe he has a hobby. So if he's a golfer, exactly. So those are the kind of things that once you give them something that you know is something to do with their personal character or attributes, you're almost rest assured that they will appreciate that gift. That's really important. Then you have to also distinguish between, am I giving a personal gift or am I giving a professional gift? So with organizations, for instance, you've done a lot of work with somebody who's the executive director or is an important person in an organization, and you're giving them as an appreciation for Christmas. You always have to remember the corporate policy of that organization, because nowadays they tend to frown at certain gifts depending on the quality. And, you know, for example, many a time some people give jewelry, diamonds, and expensive gifts and say, this is for madame. There's a connotation there and there's a red flag. A lot of organizations are not allowed to receive certain gifts over the value of a certain amount because it has different meaning or ulterior motives. That's the assumption. So you have to dig into the company and say, I don't want to buy this expensive gift and it's going to be returned. Because some companies are obliged to return gifts if they are extravagant, yes, out of the corporate policy. So what is the governance issue? What are the governance policies around giving gifts to organizations? You must make sure you find out. Otherwise, you may have dropped it when the person is not there and just find that the person hasn't appreciated it because the person has actually given it back. And some organizations actually put a whole lot of gifts inside a big basket at the end of the year, and then they just auction them out or give them out to people. They will not take them home. Okay, and then again, quality first. Doesn't have to be big. So you're looking at all these gifts. You can see a tiny little box there that has got cufflinks. Okay, it might not be expensive, but it's useful. You think he's going to be able to use it for his shirts, and he's not going to just throw it in one corner. Many times we get gifts. Some of them are not even opened, and when they're opened, they're never touched for 1 or 2 years. It means it has no value to that person. Buy something that is quality first, of good value to the person, is going to be useful. Again, we get gifts as well that we can't make use of them. We're going to just put them in our pantry because we have so many of them. So you just imagine, you know, you've got so many photo frames. You've got so many. How many are you going to display? This is just another one of a common gift, and you're going to put it to one side, and it's not going to be useful at all. Another thing you also have to remember is that, who are you giving this gift to? Now, it's a man. You have to be very, very sensitive as to what you're going to give this man, especially if he's a married man. You don't want to give boxer shorts or underwear. It has another connotation. You have to be careful. Again, a man giving a woman perfume, that also depending on the relationship they have with that person, can be considered a little personal. Even flowers. Why are you giving flowers at Christmas? Depends on who you're giving. If you're giving it to your mother or your sister or your auntie, I can understand. But if you're giving it to a colleague, you know, there's another meaning there. You have to be very sensitive as to how you're giving out gifts, especially during this Christmas time. So you've been eyeing somebody all year long, and then now you think, oh, this is my opportunity to give a gift, and you give the wrong gift. Toiletries like hand wash, you know, things like this one here is nice. Even home decor like candles, that's also nice. It's something they can use in the home. It's not too personal. It's useful for literally everybody around you. Another thing you do have to be careful with is some religious and moral connotations. For example, you're giving somebody a bottle, a drink, and it's got alcohol content. Be mindful of their religious stance. They're not going to accept that. They're not going to appreciate it. And even if it's wrapped up and you give it to them, you may stand the risk of offending that person, because you have to, you might have bought boxes of alcohol and you're giving them out to everybody, but it doesn't stand for everyone, and not everyone actually drinks alcohol, you know. And the moral connotations behind it as well. This is against my practice. It might not be against my religion, but I don't really drink alcohol. That's why you try to find out a little bit more about the person that you're giving a gift to. Yes, and more so too the type of gift. Like here we have a scarf for a woman. Nice scarf. Is very useful. You can use it at any point in time. I have a head tie, which the person can use. We have the wrapper as well. Ties are nice for men, but be mindful of who you're giving it to. Again, it's also a little personal. All right? Ties can be a little personal because of many things. And of course, perfumes for men. It's a nice gift, but remember who you're giving it to. I would not suggest you give perfume to your boss. If you understand what I'm saying, it's a little too personal and also sensitive. So you want to get your boss something. Cufflinks is okay. A leather purse, you know, a leather wallet is also another thing. Or there's an electronic gadget here. You know, it could be like a tablet or something like that that is useful, especially if they want to use it for business work, for business purposes. Now, I'm not saying break the bank and go and buy somebody a very expensive mobile phone, because you can't buy it for yourself. Why do you want to buy it for someone else? No. The smaller, the better, really. It's not really big. Then again, things that they can use generally, like a picture, a piece of art. It could be placed in the office, it could be placed in the home. It's also useful, and it stands the test of time. It's got value for money, and the duration also lasts a whole lot longer. I think when you're giving gifts, it's very important how the finished look is. So try to wrap it.
Just coming to my mind.
Yes.
Some people, oh, I just got this gift. I don't have enough time to wrap it. I just put it in a bag and then present.
No. A lot of times if you buy gifts in gift shops, they have a place where they will actually wrap it for you. And if time is against you, just tell them to wrap it up, and they'll wrap it up beautifully. Make sure you choose a nice wrapping paper. Do you know some people actually look at the quality of the wrapping paper? Yes, they actually judge certain people by the quality of the wrapping paper to almost determine what's going to be inside. So sometimes your sense of style comes into play. So you're not going to use a cheap wrapping paper. You use a nice, decent wrapping paper, not expensive. Sometimes the ribbon on it also gives it this nice presentation. Presentation is key. And presentation in terms of the look and when you give. So some people, like, you want to give somebody edible, perishable items, like a basket of cakes. And you're giving it for Christmas. I would suggest you give it like a day before Christmas, because sometimes they don't have a place to keep these cakes, and heat may spoil them. And why give something that you know that they need to eat it almost immediately 1 week before?
This gift wrapped is looking beautiful.
Yeah. You want to give it? Yes.
The other side, talking about wrapping.
Yes.
She asked a question about when you don't have time. For instance, let's say you're going somewhere and you realize, I just saw this and it'll be good for Janet. So can I just pick it up, put it in a cute bag, and maybe put a bow around it? Would that make a difference?
Okay, yes. So if you don't have the time to wrap in paper, because nowadays, not everything needs to be wrapped in paper, you can have the gift bag. So the gift bag, though, don't just plunk the gift in the gift bag. Most times you get this gift tissue that you can actually wrap the item without sellotape, nicely in the gift tissue, then you put it in the gift bag. So it's not exposed, and it looks like you actually took your time out to buy them a gift. It doesn't look like on your way to work, you just saw this and you bought it, because some thought has to go into it. That's why I said presentation is key, as to even timing and how you present it. Just say, oh, I saw this thing and I get, no. You literally have to give yourself that breathing space. And if you can't do it, send someone out and say, look, I would like you to buy me this type of gift. Make sure that it comes in a nice handbag, because sometimes too, nowadays, even if I wrap a gift, I still like to put it in a gift bag, because I'm thinking about the convenience of the person that I'm giving it to. Yes, so carrying it. Don't get something that's too heavy, that's going to be awkward, you know, for the person to carry. And if indeed it is a big item, have it delivered, personally delivered to that person, so that they will appreciate it, of course. Bespoke is also good. Whenever you're giving a gift at Christmas, I would always suggest add a Christmas card. Let them know who it's coming from. Now you can have Christmas cards that are nicely worded, or you can buy the blank one and write your own words. That's bespoke, and there's nothing better than having that sensitive touch to a Christmas gift. And the card doesn't have to be this huge. It could be a small one, but make sure you remember to put your name at the end. I've seen cards where people put their name first and the person they're giving at the bottom. It should be the other way around, okay? And budget is key. I always say, be comfortable first with what you're buying. Don't break the bank. Look at your pocket, and then think about what you want to give that person, and just say, okay, I think this is okay. I'll give this person this gift because it is within my budget.
It's all about planning.
It's all about planning, and we know when Christmas is, right? So we have to start thinking well ahead.
Okay. Thank you so much, Janet, for coming on this morning with all of these beautiful gifts.
Yeah. I guess you're not taking them back.
So Merry Christmas, anyway.
Merry Christmas again. And you get to hold on, because we'll go on a break, and it will be time
to show us your etiquette of dancing. We're going out to join the band.
Okay.
I mean, they're artists of the week today.
Right.
And we'd like you to join us.
Okay.
And see a little bit of the etiquette on the dance floor.
Dancing etiquette. Okay.
Okay, so put on your dancing shoes too, and join us in a moment.